right, boys, you guys know we have had some absolute animals get released into the game as running backs, and the running back list is absolutely loaded. This one had to get updated. I know you guys enjoy the top 10, so make sure that like it, that sub. We are so close to 25,000 subscribers, boys. We are getting, I think it's under 400 subs away, boys. I appreciate the support so much this year. But anyways, if you guys do not know, I stream on Twitch every single day as 1 p.m. Eastern as well, so make sure to come say what's up over there. But let's get right into the top 10. Before we start today's video, I wanted to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, mutpacks.com. You can click the link down below and open exciting packs, win tons of coins, and withdraw your account right away. You could use promo code CHEW for 15% off. Lastly, when you sign up down below, you can get a free 10,000 coin pack as well. So at number 10, I actually do have Shaun Alexander, and I felt like this was one of the most forgotten cards. I never see this card out there, and I was looking at mud.gg, just looking at the running backs when I make these lists, and Shaun Alexander is actually very good. He does get 1 AP goal line back. He gets 1 AP tank as well, and then he has solid stats. 95 speed's not that bad. It's really like solid. I know we got some 96s in the game now, but 95 is actually really solid in the game still right now for a running back position. He has 95 excel to match that. I know his agility's not the highest. He is a power back at the end of the day, but he is going to get that 96 trucking, 96 break tackle, and like I said, he comes with really good abilities as well. He gets that tank, which a lot of people love. I'm not the biggest fan of tank, but I know it's a fan favorite in the game. And then obviously goal line back, you guys know I love it. On next gen, I think goal line back is an amazing ability in the game. And Shaun Alexander, boys, this guy, definitely an underrated card in the game, without a doubt. So at number 9, we do have Eric Dickerson. And Eric Dickerson, I still feel like is a card that I don't know. I don't know how I feel about him. Like I said, the only time I got to use him, I didn't have the best experience with him. But I've played against a couple Eric Dickersons where he's broken a lot of tackles, taken some big runs to the crib. This guy is definitely still a good running back in the game. He is a heavy running back at 220. He looks a lot bigger than he is. Like 220, I know we just saw a guy that was 225, but 220 Eric Dickerson looks different because his build is way bigger in the game. It's like insane how much bigger he looks than everybody else. But he has 95 speed, 93 excel. The agility is much higher right here as well. He does have solid catching as well, 80 for running back. I think 75 and above is really good for running back, and he has 80, which is nice. And then he has 94 change direction, 94 trucking, and a 97 break tackle. He's, like I said, I definitely think the standard for Eric Dickerson's like all the way up here, and obviously not getting these broken X factors like he has in like the past. He's, you know, a lot of people are definitely calling him like a lot lower than he really is, but he's still definitely a top 10 running back in the game. Right, so at number 8, we do have Marshawn Lynch, and I truly do think Marshawn Lynch is one of the more I wouldn't say underrated. I feel like this guy's in a lot of people's team, but him being 94 speed, I think a lot of people starting to forget about him. I think he's still amazing. That 97 excel is one of the highest in the game. It actually might be the highest in the game as a running back as well. And I know a lot of people are using the Sprinter Strat card, which is going to get that up to a 99, which would be absurd. And then he has a great agility as well, above 90. It's not crazy, but above 90 for power back's really good in the game. And then he has 91 carrying. He has 92 change of direction. The trucking and the break tackle is amazing. He does get 0 AP bruiser, which is nice. I think he gets 1 AP goal line back if you wanted to use that. And then I think he gets another 1 AP. I think he gets 1 AP tank as well, if I'm not mistaken. He gets good abilities. I know the 0 AP bruiser is one that a lot of people love. I think bruiser's okay. I would rather have the other like mainstream ones a little bit more. I'd rather have like goal line back. I think I'd rather have like one of the catching ones a little bit more, but I think bruiser's still a fun one to have on top, especially when it's free. At number 7, we have probably one of my favorite running backs I got to use when he first initially came out. 95 speed Kenneth Walker right here. He is a really small running back, and I think I'm starting to like the smaller running backs a tad bit more this year because they fit through the hole insanely. They have I feel like they definitely, you could swerve a little bit better with them as well. But like I said, they're not going to fall forward as much as the other guys, but I do like Kenneth Walker's abilities as well. He does get 0 AP goal line back. That is insane on a guy that's going to be really shifty in the backfield. And then you'll get the goal line back where you're not going to get, where you're not going to get shedded and people aren't going to be in the backfield right away with it. And then he does get 1 AP human joystick. I think if you're on current gen, this is probably still a top 3 running back in the game for 1 AP total. You're getting 2 really good abilities, human joystick and goal line back. But on next gen, I really don't notice that at all. I've used goal line back and it's really done nothing for me at all. But Kenneth Walker, still an animal in this game. Still definitely an animal in this game. Good stats all around. Really good ability for free goal line back and good stats all around. He's definitely a good card. At number 6, we have Isaiah Pacheco, and this is where I think the list starts to get elite. I think 6 on up is where the very, very good running backs are in the game right now. Isaiah Pacheco is an animal. I mean, like I just told you guys, the reason why I liked Marshawn Lynch is because of the Excel, and you guys can see now we're getting a 95 speed player, and you're getting the 97 Excel right there as well. I don't know why. I saw a lot of people talking about it as well in the mutt.gg comment section. He really isn't. I feel like he's kind of a power back in real life, but they did give him a loose back. I guess you could, it's not a big deal at the end of the day, but he is still amazing across the board. The agility, Excel, and the speed is insane right there. And then he has insane carrying. The catching's good as well. The change of direction's amazing. 95 break tackle. He is literally good at everything. This card is a beast. I think Isaiah Pacheco definitely one, like I said, another guy who I think is underrated. I think we all know why a lot of these running backs are underrated, because the top end guys right now are absolutely dominant in the game. But Isaiah Pacheco is one you cannot forget about, especially if you want to use a guy in the theme team, or if you're just trying to switch it up and use somebody different. He's definitely a good guy to go to. So at number 5, I will say this has probably been one of my favorite cards I've used all year. Austin Ekeler. I personally, if I had to go off my personal opinion, I think I'd put him at number 4 and put the 4 guy at 5. But I do think the 4 guy is a little bit easier to use. I think Austin Ekeler being a smaller guy is more of like if you got to have like a little bit of swerve skills, a little bit of stick skills with a smaller guy that's not going to fall forward all the time, if that makes sense. But 96 speed on him, like I said, I think there's only 2 or 3 guys with 96 speed in the game right now at running back. There actually only might be 2. He might be the only one. But 95 Excel across the board. He has amazing stats too. 90 catching. That is insane as a running back. He has 95 change direction, 85 trucking. You're not going to be really trucking with Austin Ekeler anyways, to be honest. And then he has 96 break tackle as well. He does get, I think, running back apprentice for 1 AP as well. He gets some really solid abilities. I know he gets 0 AP grab and go, which don't use that. It's not too good. Oh, he gets 0 AP evasive. That's what I was forgetting. Evasive on him. He has a really fast juke move as well for being a little guy. Yeah, Eckler's definitely a top 5 running back in this game, no doubt. So at number 4, we do have Keith Byars, and Keith Byars is an animal. There's not much more I have to say. This guy was like the dominant running back before all these gods came out. That's what I'm going to say right now in the game. 95 speed. He's very heavy as well at 238 pounds, 6'4". I know his Excel and agility aren't the highest for being somebody that big, so people might think he's stuck in grass. I feel like he's been, he was an animal when I had him. He was an absolute animal. He could play fullback as well. I think it goes up and overall when he plays fullback too, but there's a lot of broken cards, stuff about this card, right? So you'll notice across the board, 94 catching. I think that is the highest in the game as a running back, and then he is the only running back in the game with 92 short route running and 90 medium route running. This guy with 0 AP goal line back as well. He's not bad at a single stat right now in the game. I think it just truly becomes like, I think that just the top 5, top 6 running backs in the game right now are absolutely absurd, and you can really use any of these guys, but it's crazy. It's just crazy a guy like Keith Byars finds himself at 4 on this list for me personally. So at number 3, we have Terrell Davis. And Terrell Davis, this card felt different. I don't know how to explain it, but this card was amazing for me. 96 speed on him. He has 94 Excel, 96 agility. I don't even think it's just a just me thing. So you guys know the MCS just happened, right? And the people that weren't, this was before like Derrick Henry came out, so Quadfather was out. People were using Terrell Davis over Quadfather. Obviously, when you don't have the X factor on, obviously Terrell Davis is better than the Quadfather, but a guy getting 96 speed, he has 97 change direction, and also he's really good across the board when it comes to the trucking and break tackle stats. He's a receiving back as well with 87 short, 80 medium. He gets also good abilities. He gets evasive for 1, he gets goal line back for 1, short and elite for 0, so he gets better cuts out the backfield as well. He's definitely a really good card in the game. He comes with good catching as well. I do like him a little bit more than Keith Byars. I know Keith Byars might be a little bit better, well-rounded, but the better speed right here, the little bit better Excel and much better agility, I think it definitely helps the card like Terrell Davis in the game. And also, like I said, I love this card's abilities in the game as well. All right, boys, at number 2, I do have AJ Dillon. I know some people are, no matter what I do at number 1 and 2, I'm going to be wrong. I already, that's already locked into my head. There's going to be people telling me I'm right if I put one guy here, if I'm going to be wrong if I put the other guy here. AJ Dillon, he is still insane in the game, and he definitely does have an argument for number 1. The reason being, he keeps his X factor on all games. So you can lose it after 2 negative losses, which is already hard enough to do, but then he gets it back on, and then you have to do that again. We all know that with AJ Dillon. He obviously is only 95 speed, and when you look at him compared to, obviously you guys know King Henry's number 1 for me, but when you look at him when it comes to like Excel, agility, speed, it's all in stats all alone, he's definitely a little bit lackluster compared to Derrick Henry, but we all know the reason why the Quadfather's here is because of the X Factor. That's the only reason why. We don't really care about anything. As long as he has that X Factor on all game, he's going to be very relevant on the field. And it's really hard to put this guy, like I said, some people might even rather have Quad Father on the field because of that X Factor being on all game. All right, boys, at number 1, you guys know King Henry. I do think King Henry, although the X Factor's not, I mean, it's still broken, but it's not on all game. You lose it after 5 plays, you get it back in 5 plays, and then so on and so forth. It's going to be on for 50% of the game. We know that, right? But 96 speed on him. I think this card, as a card, it feels much better, right? His air truck feels a lot bigger because of how tall he is. I think he gets a lot more yardage gain when you air truck with him, so the speed boost feels insane. He has insane carrying. The change direction is really good. The trucking obviously are all very good compared to Quad Father. I like his abilities so much more while you still have the X Factor going as well. He does get 0 AP bruiser or 0 AP goal line back. 2 of the better abilities in the game for 0 AP right there. And then you can get 1 AP tank, or you can get 1 AP short and elite, or 1 AP running back apprentice. That is insane. A guy that this is this big that you can get a route running ability on him as well while having an X Factor on him. So if you have a Haro Master quarterback and you put this guy in an angle back, or what is that, a Texas route, an angle route, and you have the short and elite on him while having the X Factor, I know it won't work after the catch, but it's still just something to keep people honest. This card, I think he's a better all-around card just because of the other abilities alone. And Derrick Henry feels like a much better, and he also feels a lot faster out there as well. I don't know if it's because of the +2 excel and the +1 speed, but he feels a lot better and breaks away a lot more than Quad Father did for me at the end of the day. I think Derrick Henry's the one. I know it's very, very close. Some people might argue Quad Father, but I'm locking in Derrick Henry as my number 1 here. All right, boys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to comment down below, who do you have at running back 1, and also which running back are you using in the game, or which running backs? I know some people like the double running back backfield. Some people like to rotate guys. Let me know down below what you guys do and who you guys have in your team as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out, boys.